Gamescom? More like no Gamescom, because I would wager there was more product placement, cinematic trailers, and other bullshit than there were actual games with actual gameplay. They opened strong with a game called Everywhere. But now what exactly is Everywhere, you may ask, after the extremely vague trailer? Well, luckily the developer came out to clear things up and said Everywhere is everything to everyone in every place at any time, then left. So I looked it up, saw the words blockchain, and my confusion turned to anger. 0 out of 10 for this game. Anger that was only matched by the sheer quantity of cinematic trailers. It became a game of Clue, trying to guess based off of the cinematic trailer what buzzword this game was going to be. We had the Dune cinematic trailer, which had everyone hyped until the 5 nifty words appeared at the end. And having put 70 hours into Conan Exiles, I will say with absolute confidence, fuck this game in advance. Then we have Lords of the Fallen, not to be confused with Atlas Fallen. Everything is fucking fallen in here. It's like an old folks home. Coincidentally though, both have cinematic trailers, although at least Atlas Fallen clipped together 3 seconds of gameplay while flashing me with colors and blinding me with sand, because Wordsong basically just popped in here for 15 seconds to let me know that industry veterans are still employed. You love to hear it. Blacktail blasted music way too loud over its dialogue, then just started playing some weird ass anime noises.
Stop it!
And Scars Above showed us 20 seconds of in-game cutscenes to let us know that in this game, you can discover random rectangular rocks. Did we really need any of these trailers? But now let's talk about the 5 games that did have gameplay. After Telltale collapsed for 2 seconds because no one wanted to play their boring-ass games, now 2 companies are making Telltale games so they can follow in the footsteps of the great. And one of them is Telltale. Coming back from the grave for more, I see. Good on them. The industry remembered Dead Space was a thing all at the same time, so now we are getting 2 new Dead Space games in back-to-back months. Not that I'm complaining. Callisto Protocol actually looks pretty great. Think Dead Space, except, on second thought, this is just Dead Space. Gotham Knights was getting roasted for its gameplay, so they said, alright, fair enough. Then decided to hide the gameplay in the next trailer. Personally, I think it's, you know what? I think, it looks good on my end, yeah. No, it looks good. Red Barrels announced a new Saw game. I don't like horror games, too manly to play them myself. Not scared at all, but let's move on. Next, after Xbox acquired every game studio, every game developer, and all of their bloodlines for the next 1,000 years, the first new Xbox exclusive in a very long time is this Ren and Stimpy game, which can be summed up in about 1 clip.
Anyone here a fan of Justin Roiland? Rick and Morty?
Lies of P is Bloodborne, except it's actually on PC, and instead of fighting flesh monsters, you're fighting a Hoover Max Extract 60 Pressure Pro on wheels. Just for that, Game of the Year 2023. And finally, 9 years later, Dead Island 2 looks sick as hell. The gore in this game looks beautiful, the setting looks nice, and the only thing that worries me is phrases like,
our zombie slayers have larger-than-life personalities.
And I know people are worried about this game being developed by the Homefront Revolution people, but on the bright side, it was being developed by the Crackdown 3 people before this, and after the first studio that worked on it collapsed, so hey, yeah, we're probably fucked. But my favorite announcements here today were not games, but every other random item that they decided to lop on. Like Hideo Kojima's podcast. Because the lot of you didn't buy Death Stranding, now here he is on the streets with all of us reading Manscaped ads. Or how about the Pikachu car? Now you may look at this fine automobile and ask,
Why does this appeal to gamers?
The Aceman is fully electric, just like Pikachu isn't.
pretty clever, right? Oh god. And what's their motto?
Never stop playing.
Especially while you're driving. Red Bull's here to constantly remind you that they got sued, and that's why they have to use 3 eyes and wings instead of 1. A little bit of virtue signaling to further prevent us from actually seeing any games in this game showcase. And the future game show was the real show to watch, because in that one, their stream froze for 30 seconds and then came back to ear-destroyingly loud audio, which funnily enough was the most interesting thing they showed in that entire showcase. Oh right, and Atomic Heart and Gungrave appeared at the shack outside the building, and these look sick. Maybe if they threw a really broad release date on and made cinematic trailers, they could have gotten onto the main showcase, but regardless, I will set my money on fire for these day 1. All in all, I give this showcase a 5 out of 10. You bring half the games, you get half the score.